I was down, but I'm always gonna get back up. I'm a rage, but I know I'm gonna get that truck done losing. I'm about to get that win. DJ, time to get my spin. Cornrows and Tim, don't break our bend. Took a long, long time to get this in. Took a long, long time to get this in. Took so long, had to make the friends. When the love disappear, when the winds get...
Hey YouTube, it's me Christiana. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to When in Doubt Pink. Welcome back to the April wrap-up. We're not going to take a whole bunch of time with this intro, but I feel like I should read off the categories. Okay. Community highlights, mental health check-in, things that brought me joy in the month of April, challenges and goals, beauty, music, TV shows and movies, pop culture chatter, trends and internet memes, and the tea on me. We have so much to talk about. This is gonna be a really long video. Strap in, okay? And let me know what you think about any of these topics. Yeah. It's me, Batman. I'm back. Hello, hi. Okay, so yeah, I almost didn't make it to my April wrap up, but here we are. Let's just get into it. You know, because obviously I probably am gonna do an intro to this video. Okay, let's go. My face is already moisturized and I already put my primer on to try to like save us that commotion. Speaking of commotion, if you hear any like banging noises, you know, construction noises, okay, I'm trying here. Okay, so somebody ran into my, actually I know who it was, but one of my neighbors ran into my deck. Like you guys know I have like a little balcony situation. Obviously you hold an upstairs kind of balcony up by poles, like wooden poles. Unbeknownst to me, okay, they weren't actually like cemented into the ground or like actually that stable. And so one of my neighbors ran straight into one of the poles with their vehicle, and so my landlord is out there fixing the situation, rectifying things, you know, like the good man he is, okay. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna put my eyebrows on the old-fashioned way, because sometimes I use pencil, or a lot of times these days I use pencil, but if you don't use it you lose it. And so I'm gonna break out my little Juvia's Place eyebrow palette and get to work, okay? Because I haven't actually drawn my eyebrows on the old-fashioned way in a while, and so like, why not? I don't think I have too many like church announcements or community highlights, aside from thank you all as usual for hanging in there with me, rocking out with the kid despite my lack of like showing up. As you know, the life of an activist, and because some of you actually are doing the work and have told me so, the work of an activist is not always an easy one, isn't always one that allows you to like do the fun things. Not to say that like activism is not fun at times, but it can get really hectic. I am a labor rights girly, okay, and that is very, very time consuming and all encompassing, but fills my cup, okay. So that is not a complaint, but the fact that I have not found a flow being able to do the things that I love does bother me, but you know, we persist. I think the only change I should probably mention or acknowledge is that I added a beauty section to this video, and I don't know why there wasn't a beauty section to this video in the first place, especially because I literally do these videos while doing my makeup and I am a beauty bitch. So I don't know how like I've been doing these videos and not including a beauty section, but we're gonna do that right before my music session section from now on. talking about my faves. Mental health check-in. I'm doing good, okay? And I've been saying this for a while that I, you know, had to endure a lot of really stormy weather personally, and I am just like, although things aren't perfect and I do have some ways to go in certain areas, I am very, very happy to feel like I can breathe. You know, the room isn't closing in on me necessarily. Things are stressful, of course. Things in life are gonna be stressful. Work is stressful, blah blah blah, but I feel well, if that makes sense. I will say, and be honest with you though, I did the thing that I always kind of do, which is a bad thing. I really have a hard time sticking to things. I kind of ghosted my therapist just a little bit, but kind of she started it, right? Because you guys know I started seeing a therapist because I was like in this really, really dark state and I had all this stuff going on. And then just when things were getting good, okay, because she did like diagnose me as like major depressive and stuff like that, and we were working on some stuff. Just as things were getting good, she told me that so I met her through this like urban type of therapy platform, right? And she was like, you know, I'm not actually getting that many clients through this group that I'm working with. A lot of my clients are on, what you call it, growth therapy or whatever, right? I'm like, growth therapy, like what? Like, cause I'm thinking this is like a talk, not a talk space. What is that other one called? The one that everybody's always promoting. I'm thinking it's something like that. BetterHelp. And I was kind of weary because I'm like, girl, you're like, you guys are taking my insurance. Like, you know, the BetterHelp thing is cash only, to my knowledge. And so I was like really confused about that. She was like, you know, no, like this place takes insurance too, blah, 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 just find me on there, blah, 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 right? And I was like, okay, cool. But also that I had already started slowing down my meetings with her because work was kicking up. But like she knew that I didn't want to stop seeing her though, you know what I mean? I just also wanted to be realistic about my time. Fast forward, I go on the website, try to like see how it works and stuff, and it's really confusing, and I wasn't able to find her on there, and I just was like, okay, this is kind of a lot for me. But also it felt shady in the first place, that she kind of like snaked this company that, like, again, I found her through this like org that helps people with therapy. Not like, they're not like a, I don't know how to explain it, like they were a private practice, right? So she's like kind of snaking me out of this private practice to like go to this other thing, you know? And then I couldn't even find her there, and then I just got exhausted of it, and I didn't hit her up, she didn't hit me up, and that's just where I've been the last couple weeks. Like, I don't know. Is that me ghosting her? Did she ghost me? Did we ghost we? I don't know. But that's what's going on there, and I don't feel bad about it, but I do need to like find somebody else probably, just because your girl is like a medicated queen, okay? And there are just certain rules for people who are on medication, you know what I'm saying, to keep getting the good stuff. So that is something I have to figure out eventually. Back to my face. I don't really know what I want to do. I don't want to do anything super dramatic, I think is the thing. I think I kind of want to go soft today, like pink. I saw this girl with like the inner eye corner highlight, and I realized I haven't done that in ages, so I think I want to do some of that. I got this palette from Chica Beauty Fiesta mini eyeshadow palette. I got this in one of my recent Ipsy packages, and the color story in it is very pretty, very soft, and so I'm thinking to use this today to make something shake. I also have a couple of other items on my desk here that are also new from my Ipsies that I want to try out. This like blush drop, I don't know if this is even going to show up on my skin, but we're gonna see. And this like lip oil, which I've never tried a lip oil, but it looks pretty, so we're gonna see about that. I'm using this foundation that was sitting on my desk. I don't want to waste it, so I'm just gonna use it, but it is, I think, a shade off or something. I want to say it was darker than it was supposed to be, but I recently been outside a lot, and so it might be light now. I've been outside a lot. Your girl has a tan, even though you probably can't tell. So we're gonna go with this just for the sake of using the product and not having it collect dust on my desk. I'm really, really grateful for where I am mentally right now. Baby the cat is getting into something and I can hear it. Okay, so things that brought me joy in the month of April. This is definitely like kind of like a work heavy, chatty kind of video because really all I've been doing is working. And so like the things that I wrote down here are like work things, right? As you already know, she's a communications girly. On the campaign that I'm working on right now, I've been doing a whole lot of stuff that I've never done before in a way that is really pleasing to me, and just really exciting. And I don't know, like I'm really killing it in this season. I made a billboard, y'all. Like a billboard, like a real billboard, okay? Like I for the campaign that I'm working on, these are like food service workers. We made them a billboard out on I-95 in Philly. I actually got to go see it when it was done, and it was just like a moment for me, okay? Hey, I did it. Love it. I whipped this thing up on Canva myself, with pictures that I took, okay? All from my mind, obviously with legal approval, okay? And then my union put some money behind it, and now everybody gets to look at this thing. And we get to piss off corporate greed, and it's like a win-win for everybody. I also made some digital ads as well, but the billboard definitely takes the cake for me. A lot of the work I've been doing lately is like super press based, which still isn't my favorite, but apparently I'm really good at it. I didn't expect that, you know, because I've been shying away from press work for a really long time. Okay, we're gonna try the what is this called again? The blush drops. It's got like this funny little like opening kind of thing. So let's do like a little bit. Oh, that's pretty. It's giving kind of like a baby pink situation. It's pretty. Okay, right on theme with where I want to be. Gonna put some concealer up in here, and then we'll blend out this blush just a bit. Oh, I like that. It's like a baby pink situation. That's very pretty. Oh, so what I was saying was, okay, so I've been doing a lot of press work, which isn't my favorite, but the one thing I figured out a long time ago is like when you're doing these sorts of campaigns that are super serious, super hectic, like super just like draining, and just like all the things, you know, you have to figure out how to like carve in the stuff that you love. I have like definitely figured that out and always do, right? So like, for example, my coworker, she like stole this gigantic box that her neighbors brought a new couch or whatever, and baby, please stop it. Please, hey, baby. Please, tearing up this chair that I'm sitting in. So her neighbors had brought a new couch, right? And she like stole this box from outside and dragged it to the office and gave it to me. And she was like, I know. She's like, I know you know what to do with this. And she was right. She came to the right person. And I made these like gigantic food signs. These like gigantic food signs. And mind you, I don't know how to like draw. I have always dabbled with paint too, but paint. And I didn't really know what it was, the things were going to look like when they were finished, you know. But I was very pleased. a lot of people were very pleased and the workers loved these signs. And that was like definitely just really filling for me, and also like makes doing all the other stuff I don't care too much for just a little easier, because I'm also still getting to like flex my creative muscle, if that makes sense. I had a lot of fun making those. Your girl is on her Zoom and is eating down. I will come back to this category if I think of anything else, but those are the things that were just like on the top of my head. So challenges and goals. I've been feeling really disconnected from the people in my life that are not my coworkers. I haven't like hung out with my cousin in some time. I do make time for my sister when she calls because she's in college and I am like a primary resource for her. So I do for the most part try to make myself available. But even that, it's like sometimes I'm like, all right, I have to get off the phone and go to this meeting, or I have to do whatever, you know. Supporting a strike isn't easy work either. So yeah, I don't know, like, and this is the thing, right? Before I ever came back to my union, I knew that even though I was doing different type of work, because I used to actually be an organizer, I knew that if I was not careful that I would lose my individualism, identity, the things that make me happy, the things that excite me that are outside of this work, because there is something about this work that makes you feel like high, you know. Like and like that's great, fighting for justice, like fighting for workers, you know, it's good work, right? And there's something about it that's super filling, like super just fills me up, makes me feel like I'm fucking high, and makes it really hard to tap back in with people who are outside of this space and don't get that, and don't get it, don't get why I'm doing this, or why does this take this kind of time, or how come you can't come to this thing, or whatever, you know. I've missed some important dates, family functions, like friends functions. I have a friend who I'm not even sure is my friend anymore, right? Because I haven't had time to tap in with them, and I probably won't tap in with them until after this campaign is over, because a lot of people don't understand what this work requires, and therefore don't have a lot of grace for me in that regard. Is how I feel, right? It's how I feel. So it's better for me to be like a ghost and then show up later than to pop up and demand people have grace for me, if that makes sense. And they don't get it. They don't understand. That's Christiana logic, you know. Do not recommend you be like me in that regard. But it is challenging, and then sometimes it makes me feel bad, you know what I'm saying? You know, that these things kind of ebb and flow. So there will be a point where I'll be able to come up for air, and we'll see where folks are at when that time comes, unfortunately. I also haven't updated my Q2 goals, and now it's May, and that's a problem for me because I don't want to get discouraged. If you miss this, I am trying to do like the 12-week year thing where you kind of set your goals and ambitions and things you want to get done in 3-month increments. And now it's already May, and I still haven't had a chance to update my goals for Q2 despite being in the middle of Q2. And like literally it's just like there on the wall stalking me every day, because I wrote everything out on my wall. And I don't know if I feel that bad about it, but I do kind of feel a little bad about it, because I don't even remember what I wrote down over there, because I don't go look, because I know I don't have time to update it right now. But I am gonna try to make some time. I just don't know when. Eventually. Okay, let's talk about beauty. Girl. Like I just said, I'm supporting a strike right now. And I've been outside a lot. Your girl got sunburned this month. Your girl got sunburned. still don't know what to say about that. Like, what? Couldn't have guessed that would be a thing. But totally happened to me. I got sunburn on my face at that, child. That sun was not playing with me, okay? And so your girl had to go and purchase some face sunscreen. I got, hold on, where is it? Okay. I had to get I had to buy sunscreen. So I picked up this elf sunscreen. It's really cute. It's got like these little specks in it, and kind of reminds me of the the glow filter, like Charlotte Tilbury dupe kind of situation. Or what I've really been using lately is like the Lumi Glow thing from L'Oreal. It's got like these little tan specks in it that are really, really pretty. So you can wear it alone, or it's actually like a primer, so you can put makeup on top of it. Because what happened was I was outside and actually I got sunburned underneath my makeup. I didn't know I was sunburned until I got home. I didn't know I was sunburned until I was home, boy. I took off my makeup and my face. Girl, what? I'm shook. The other thing is, I've been getting really into like the cluster lash thing. I don't have any on right now, but I did. I just actually took some off. I'm gonna take a break for a minute because this week I'm probably not gonna be wearing that much makeup. But cluster lashes I really like. I went and got some like extension lash glue, and that was really interesting until I dropped it on the floor and all of it spilled out. So now I have to buy more. Just cause, okay, so the cluster lash thing, right? It's supposed to be temporary. I'm gonna go ahead and start using the palette. It's supposed to be temporary, right? However, the girls keep saying like, oh, this lasts me 2 weeks, this lasts me a week, this lasts me several days, blah blah blah. And I'm just sitting at my house like, how? Because when I use the cluster lashes, I'm only able to wear them for a day and a half maybe before they start falling off. How? So then I started down this rabbit hole on YouTube of watching girls figure out ways to make their like cluster lashes last longer. Some of the girls use hair glue, which you're not supposed to really do, like when you do your like tracks and you have like the bonding hair glue. Some people use that. I learned in beauty school not to do that, but I have tried it before. Would not recommend necessarily because you know, you might be allergic like me. For whatever reason, I can use hair glue in my hair, but on my eyes it just doesn't work. Don't do it. And if you're gonna try it to see if you're one of the people who can do it, make sure you actually have the glue remover like on standby, like the legitimate hair remover, glue remover that comes with the hair glue. Most brands have some. Have that on standby just in case you're not one of the people who can do that. But some of the girlies do it very, very well, very successfully. I'm just not one of them. Anywho, I really am getting into the cluster lash thing. I really, really like them. I found these lashes on Amazon that don't make me feel like a clown or like I'm gonna like fly away. If you look, they're like kind of natural looking. I got lashes everywhere on here, but they're kind of natural looking, kind of wispy. And I'm gonna try to go back on there and find them again, but they didn't have like a name. They were just like numbered or whatever, but you know, I'm into it. Oh, this pink is really nice. Yes, I love. I'm just using the same brush because I don't really care. I don't really care. This is gorgeous though. I said I wanted soft. This is giving soft. Okay, let's get into hair removal real quick, okay? Are you guys still shaving and waxing and doing all the things in 2024? Like, I probably ask this every like 10 to 7, like 7 to 10 business days or whatever, but it's just really interesting the responses I get from people. I'm definitely like a seasonal girly, and so like during the warmer months I'm likelier to want to remove the hair off of my body, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm like seeing someone, then I do it as a courtesy, you know, even though, you know, some people have preferences and things, but that's just me. Okay, so one frustration I had been having for a really long time with my legs, because I love actually shaving my legs. I feel like a grown-up lady when I do so. But I had been getting kind of frustrated because it seems like when you use a razor, which I think I have one up here because, okay, so this is a razor I use on my face, but just like if this was a regular razor that I used on my legs or something, and there's hair in there, don't look. A lot of times you go shh, right, with the hair, and it gets trapped because my hair is curly, like all in here, like all on the back side, gets like stuck in there and blah blah blah. And it can make it really hard to like remove all the hair so that you can swipe again, and that had been killing my shit for years. And the other day I was like sitting around and it like came to me. I was like, I wonder if there are people who shave their legs with a straight blade, like some kind of like the way that they do, you know, when men go to the barbershop, they do like a straight blade razor, which when I was in beauty school, I actually got to learn how to do that. And so I started doing a little research, and then I like saw this this contraption I saw this like safety blade thing, which I'm gonna try to look it up because I don't feel like getting up and going in the other room. Okay, so I found this, right? And it's like super heavy, super durable, and it comes with like a couple packs of straight blades, and this top piece up here literally comes apart, and you like put the blade in there or whatever, but there's like so much space in here. It keeps you safe. I haven't cut myself yet, and there's so much space for water to like flow through it that my hair doesn't get caught up in the razor. I'm like, this is amazing. I wish that this contraption had come into my life much sooner. But I wanted to share that or whatever because it does seem like it's really cost effective, right? I paid $23.49, so like basically $24 for this. This is the one I got, the rainbow looking one. So it's not expensive, and if you have really curly hair, this is the way to go. The way to go. I feel like such a sexy lady, period. The other thing, okay, the other thing I tried this month, waxing, right? So I don't wax. I have people in my life who do the waxing thing. Just the idea of like having someone rip hair off of my coochie is not a thing for me. However, right, I have been growing like a lumberjack beard since I was in the 6th grade, right? Since I was like 12 years old. And so like when that first started happening, it was like only a few hairs, right? And so my mom like taught me what to do because it was only just like a couple of hairs or whatever, right? Is there silver in here? There isn't silver, but there is like a white color in this palette. I just like found my like smoky glow palette looking for something to put up in here. There's also this like super silvery one there. I think maybe I'll try that because I do want like a little brightness in the corner. Okay, anyway, lumberjack beard. My mom like taught me how to pluck the hairs first. Like she did it at first because it was like new for me, and then eventually she like taught me how to pluck the hairs myself. But then it was just like a lot, right? Because it like over the years and years, more and more hairs would start to grow. Now I know people will be like, oh, that's what happens when you start plucking them. No. I think that I was always going to have a lumberjack beard. Okay, I've already said before, like I've got some medical things going on with me as it is. I'm on medication that has made my weight go way up. So I appreciate all of you who don't comment on my body when watching me walk around, because it is very sensitive for me, because I am on medication that is known to make you blow up. Okay, anyway, fast forward, I get to high school and the hair growth is just like out of control, right? To the point where I'm like, I don't know what to do because it's happening at a speed that I can't keep up with. I'm self-conscious that people are going to notice my little beard and blah blah blah. So I start shaving. As soon as I was allowed to shave my legs, it wasn't that long before I was shaving my face, and I've been shaving my face ever since. That's why that little razor is even up here on my vanity. It's because I shave my face with it when I'm not shaving it in the bathroom. Like that's like a quick, like, oh, let me just get a, you know what I mean? But like normally I shave the way that the men shave, where I get the shaving cream and I do all this stuff because I have a fear of like developing like darkness around here, you know. So I do try to do all the things you're supposed to do to like make sure that I can keep a nice, like, I don't know, feminine face, you know. Like, I know that's not right, but we're speaking candidly, you know. Anywho, I'm a little older now. I was curious about getting a wax kit for my face. Got the wax kit for my face. Girl. I should have filmed it. I didn't. My soul left my body several times while attempting to wax my face. I got the kind that like you put it and it hardens, and then after it hardens you rip it off, right? So I don't have like the paper kind. Baby. It's been an experience. Yeah, it's been an experience. And I mean, I think it's gonna take like some learning on my part, right? Getting used to it, technique, you know, because we learned how to wax in beauty school, but I never continued to do it, and it is a skill. I don't think you should just be letting anybody wax your face. Like, only people who like do that should be waxing your face. I'm into it though. Like, I was scared as I should have been. It hurt a lot, as I expected it to. However, I'm gonna keep going with it. I really like it. So we'll keep talking about that for sure. Okay, let's talk a little bit about music. Okay, so I'll show you guys my list of my Spotify playlist of repeat songs right now. I will say take it with a grain of salt because ever since I got back in my car, which we don't need to relitigate again, but I didn't have a car for a while. And then when I got back in my car, there's just certain songs, or certain kind of music, I should say, that I prefer to listen to when I'm driving. Think Issa Rae, Insecure, right? When she's like in the mirror and she's like some hip hop rap bitch. Like, that is me in my vehicle, okay? She's a 21 Savage girly, okay? She's about that street life, all right? She's robbing niggas and taking their money, okay? That type of shit. I'm gonna use a little bit of blush from this palette from Jovia's Place. This light blush, because I'm getting ready to lose it a little bit. Earlier, or probably in the middle of April, I rediscovered the White Stripes, which is a band I really loved when I was younger, especially like 8th, 9th grade. Really loved the White Stripes, and so I've been listening to them again. The Hardest Button to Button was the song that brought me back, okay, period. If you don't know, your girl was a little emo scene girly in the back days, okay? I have a really large musical palette because I do. I think there's also something about certain times of the year that bring back memories without you even really thinking about it, like subconsciously, right? Because the other day I was getting dressed and a song from a playlist I made 2 springs ago, my 2022 Got the Blues playlist. I've been re-listening to it because it's the same time of year that I made it originally, which is just so funny. It's a spring playlist, and so I've just been re-enjoying all the songs on that playlist, and I love that for me. I also want to talk about Glorilla for a second. She came out with an album this past month called Everything, okay? And I enjoy her too, and I hope that I can continue to enjoy her. But I know that like a lot of times these rap girlies like kind of have their season in the sun, you know, and then something ends up happening and then we don't really like them as much, or they fall off and we don't hear too much music from them. Cardi B, or they end up in some bullshit, Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's like a matter of time kind of thing. I'm trying to decide right now if I want to put eyeliner or not, because I like the way that my eyes look really big right now. And if I put eyeliner, that's gonna close my eyes. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I won't, but I will spray my face with some mattifying spray I have from e.l.f. And I need to get my fan. Fan is behind the mirror. But yeah, Glorilla is like the girl of the moment. She feels really authentic, but so did Megan Thee Stallion. And it's like, not that I'm trying to like shade Meg now, but I just, ever since the Tory thing, I just feel like there's just been so much negativity around her in a way that is just not enjoyable. And I'm not like blaming her for getting shot or any of that, but just she doesn't show up the way that she did musically. She also like kind of robs herself by letting Cardi B like ride her coattails a lot. I don't know, the music all sounds the same. Like, a lot of her music doesn't have range. It could be the same song over and over again. But the song she did with Glorilla actually is very good. That made it to my hip hop playlist. For my TV shows and movie section, I tasted it. Ooh. Doesn't taste very good, guys. Do not recommend. Okay, I want to talk about Baby Reindeer. As busy as I've been, baby, okay, I did make time to watch Baby Reindeer, okay, on Netflix. If you don't want to hear about me talking about this show, you can just skip a little bit. So if you haven't had a chance to watch Baby Reindeer, what are you doing? It's on Netflix. It's about this guy who like works in a bar. He is trying to be a comedian, blah blah blah, and then he like has this woman come into his bar, and she's like clearly upset, and he offers her some tea to just kind of be nice, and she takes the shit the wrong way, and ends up like stalking the everlasting like fuck shit out of this man. And it takes a lot of twists and turns, you know. But then we like learn that he's really like putting up with this woman because he is fighting demons of his own. It was so deep. We could be here all day talking about Baby Reindeer. There was a whole lot about that just like left me still like having questions. I don't know if he really left the show open enough to have a second season or something like that, although they did try to do this thing at the end where it ends in a similar way that it started, and I didn't really love that. It was kind of giving you vibes at the end, I'll say. One thing I thought was interesting though was the relationship that Donnie, who's the main character, had with his father. We learned that, you know, Donnie is putting up with all this stalking and stuff because he was SA'd by someone he thought was going to help him, you know. There comes a point where the woman threatens to like expose him to his parents, right, that he is someone who's been like SA'd. And so he's like, oh, I'm gonna like beat you to this. You're not gonna like tell my parents about me before me. So he goes out to see his parents and, you know, has this full-blown confession with them, letting them know that he is not, you know, living the straight life that they probably assumed he was or whatever. And he's like, you know, I might be gay or bisexual or, you know, whatever. Also ends up telling his parents that he had been SA'd by a man. Or actually he was R'd by a man, which that scene, I noticed, okay, for a second, like over here, right? Is it just me, or is Netflix becoming more and more graphic than it used to be? That's not a complaint necessarily, but it's starting to give HBO in a way that is jarring to me. There was a couple other shows I've seen recently where it felt a lot more graphic than Netflix used to be. Because they showed the scene of him getting R-worded. I thought the whole thing, just like the lead up, because he was groomed, the whole lead up to him actually being R-worded was nuts. Graphic for me to watch. Anyway, I just feel like back in the day we would have had to assume that that's what happened, right? Versus actually having to watch it. I don't know. There's titties everywhere, like like even the Tyler Perry movie, like I know there's titties everywhere, like it's getting more graphic on Netflix than it used to be. Maybe that's a weird opinion to have, but you know, anyway. So he confesses all this stuff to his parents, right? And then the dad is like, oh, would you think any less of me? Like basically implying or like trying to tell him that like, hey, I've also experienced what you've experienced before, which is really interesting that the dad would be so forthcoming like that, because early on we learn that the relationship Donnie has with his parents, like his mom is like a nurturer, but the dad is like a hard ass. He goes to reach in for a hug, the dad gives him a handshake, right, type of thing. But then like him learning that his son has experience something that he's experienced, they embrace. And I just thought that was so just weird, because it's like this is this horrible thing that happened to you that now you're learning has happened to your son, and probably happened in a similar manner as far as being groomed, right? Because it's never just like the full-blown, well, no, sometimes it is just a full-blown attack, but in this kind of case, like there was a lead up to it, right? He did a little bit, try to see how you was going to react or respond, then he did a little bit more, see how you act or how you respond, you know what I mean? And then down the road, now you're being R-worded. So like his dad says like, oh, I grew up in the Catholic Church, like, you know, this thing has happened to me too. And it feels like, to me, the dad could have been a little more open at the gate about this type of stuff. Maybe Donnie would have seen the signs of that coming once he was in it. Maybe not, but it just feels like as the parent, you have a little bit more space to protect your children if you're talking to them about the things, you know? But his dad seemed like a very tight-lipped guy up until that point, and now he's like super jolly out of nowhere, which was weird. I don't know. I thought about that part for a while. There's a lot of other stuff we could have talked about with that, but let me know if you watched it. Very, very jarring. I wouldn't say, oh, I recommend. It was like jarring, but it was good. I don't have anything written for pop culture chatter or like trends or internet memes. I don't have anything written because I'm super out of the loop right now. I know that there's like a rap beef going on with Drake and everybody. Drake is probably not a good person, and that's why all these people, including, like, I never thought he would fall out with Future, because literally he has songs after song after song of like talking about how much he trusts Future and all this stuff. And so I do think Drake is probably the problem. And that's a lot, because I feel like I am a little bit of a Drake apologist, the same way I'm a Nicki Minaj apologist, right? They do a lot of shit that is just fucked up, but that's not gonna stop me from listening to the music. You know, I'm honest, that's my truth. Drake is probably a terrible person. I haven't listened to any of the beef back and forth, just because I don't have time for it. Maybe I will try to make time for it, but also it just feels exhausting now because it's been going on for so long. I feel like I'm behind the loop. I think I prefer to watch somebody's recap of everything. You know, I don't know. Okay, so I am gonna try this lip oil now that I got in my Ipsy this month, in my April Ipsy, that I haven't tried yet. It smells good. I've never tried a lip oil though. It's really smooth. Maybe I should have took the lip gloss I was already wearing off so I could really get a feel, but the way that this feels, it feels like it wouldn't have mattered. Very sheer, I guess. I don't know, a little bit more. I like the way it feels like jelly or something. This is Dahlia from Kiss and Smink. Kiss and Smink. Okay, well, that's that. Okay, so the tea on me, there's not a ton of tea on me. However, I've been feeling like, there's a joke I have with my my good work girlfriend. I'm like, girl, I need to like write an Excel sheet of all my crushes and boyfriends, okay? Because I feel like this month I ran into all of my crushes at some point or another, and I was like, girl, I need to like write an Excel sheet. I need you to make me an Excel sheet. She's really good at Excel. I was like, I need you to make me an Excel sheet for all my boyfriends. And then I ended up like, I went somewhere, I went literally 2 hours away from here and ran into a gang of my boyfriends. And I texted her and I was like, girl, all of my boyfriends are here. And she's like, what? We didn't even make the Excel sheet. I was like, I know. Okay, so I have a ton of crushes. We know. I'm also back on the apps. Can I say that? I got back on the apps because I want a boyfriend, okay? Let's be fucking for real. Somebody calling my phone. Okay, I'm off today. Okay, so I deserve what I want, okay? And I want a boyfriend, okay? Am I gonna get one? Probably not, but it's fun to act like I'm gonna get one. I don't like any of these dudes. Okay, and then the ones I like, they're like, they do important things, and so then it's hard to get their attention the same way I just said earlier that like, if you're not in this work, I don't see you right now, I can't see you, feature you right now. It's the same shit I'm actually talking about, is that all my boyfriends right now, you know, they're my boyfriends right here in my head. All of them do like important stuff. They're saving the planet. They're fucking helping people with they're helping incarcerated peoples. They're freeing Palestine. They're helping build unions in other places in the city. Okay, they're all doing important shit, and they don't have time for girlfriends. And even though they all need a wife, okay, and I'm ready. But anyway, I'm fucking with y'all. But yeah, I have my eyes on some people, and I just keep bumping into people, but then there's never any time to like pull the trigger on anything, and it's very frustrating. Very frustrating, but we persist. Anyway, so this is my face. Let me turn down some of these lights so you can kind of see my face a little better. Maybe I should warm this light. Let's see. Light warm. Did that help? I don't know. I have all these extra lights now to try to help with the lighting situation for when I do these sit downs, but I still have to figure out like how to set it up so that you guys can actually see my face. Anyway, I feel cute. All right, if you're still here, hi, thank you so much. Do all the things, please. You know, like the video, leave me a comment, okay? And let me know how things are going. How did your April go? Good, bad, indifferent? I'm all ears.